Hi, welcome everybody to the second podcast of Faith and Life Chats. If you still haven't tuned in into our first one, it is available in our playlist in Spotify and YouTube, the full episode. So I encourage you to go and check that out. So today I want to talk about our what happened after I got baptized in as a Christian. After I decided to go into Christianity, what was it like? I wanted to give a brief description of my teenage years at home. See, my mom would always say I would live in La La Land. So I thought that by getting baptized into Christianity and feeling all this love at church, at home it would become the same. But I was far from correct. See, at home, there was chaos. There were storms that would just happen and that I didn't understand why they would happen at night, especially at night. It wasn't more really during the day, but it was a lot at night. But now I understand, right? I understood it growing up. I understood it when I became an adult. There was domestic violence and there was drug abuse at home from my father's side. I'm not saying this to dwell on pain or accuse anybody of anything. It's just what I lived through. Like I've always said, I'm a living testimony and I want to share this with you. I want you to know that you're not alone through your struggles, through whether you're going through this as an adult, as a teenager, or as a child. I understand that my story might be very different from somebody else's story, but it's at least so you know that we all walk differently. But when we grab God's hand and don't let that faith fade, look at me now, right? I'm not saying I'm perfect now, but God has done wonders with me. I honestly thought everything would change at home. I thought that by feeling this love at church, I was going to it was everything was going to change at home. But I was far from correct. It didn't change. See, what would happen at home, it wasn't up to me to change it. It was up to my father and my mother, right? Um, so see, we would go to Sunday service and as a family, as a happy family, as what we appeared, right? Many customers of the store of my mom's business and my dad's business would go to that same church. It was the big local church, Catholic church around the area. So we would all attend there. And in front of everybody, it was hi this, hi that, smiles and giggles, you know. But when the night would fall, when the night would fall, there was domestic violence and there was drug abuse. But I didn't know what this was um, until I became an adult, until I was able to understand it, right? Sometimes we ask God, like, where are you when we're growing faith, when we're growing or when we're stepping into that, right? And we ask God, where are you? Why aren't you here? See, um, but God, in my aspect or in my way of seeing it, is that God allowed me to see all this while I was a teenager to break generational chains, to decide whether to continue that generational chains that were followed by dad, my mother's dad, which would be my grandfather on my mother's side, and the generational chains from my father's side, from his dad as well. See, or it's very difficult for one to say, I lived this life, but when I'm an adult, I don't want to live it again. I understand that. it's difficult. I understand that it's hard to walk away from drug abuse, from domestic violence, or to even not allow it for yourself. It's hard. It's very hard. And when you pass through it as a teenager, and if you're going to go through it or going through it as an adult, it's so hard to say, no, not me, right? Sometimes we don't understand why we allow things to happen. But see, in Isaiah 41:10, it reminds us, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you and uphold you in the righteous right hand. For me, that verse means that he's forming you, he's strengthening you, he's carrying you from this. He's going to take you away from this if you allow him. I understand that many in domestic violence don't make it out, and living through it as a teenager, and if you're going through it now, I pray that you find a way out. Now there is a bunch of help in society for certain situations. Um, so I encourage you to seek the support that you will need, and you will be helped. But don't forget your faith. Grow your faith in Christ. Grow your faith in God. I know that different religious practices call God differently, but for me, I say we all believe in God, our creator. And for me, we're all brothers and sisters, right? So if you're listening to this and you ever felt alone in your struggles, know that you're not alone. Know that people that have wanted to grow their faith in Christ or grow their faith in God pass struggles, go through struggles. Christ didn't say that we were not going to pass through struggles. He did tell his disciples that they were going to face challenges, that they were going to be prosecuted. And they said, by whom? And Christ said that the ones that were going to crucify him. So, what makes us different? And sometimes we question, well, why walk with Christ and why walk with God if we're going to be prosecuted, if we're going to be challenged? You see, for me, it's because I'm doing it for my children. I'm doing it for them, for my generations to come. So I may not see the big um, reward now, but my generations will. My generations after me will. They will live a life with abundance as God promised his people when he took them out of Egypt, when Moses took them out of Egypt. After the desert, he promised that there was a promised land. But not all of us are going to make it to see it. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that because my parents couldn't break those generational curses or chains, but it's up to me now to do it for my children. In Romans 8:28, it says, "We know that all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called accordingly to his purpose." So if you're facing big challenges, know that you have a purpose. That whether it's like me barely starting to spread the gospel of God and my testimony to reach people, you have a purpose as well. How is God going to use you? Only you and God know how he's going to use you. Only he knows when it's going to be your time. But with prayer, I tell you that you're going to know your purpose. As I have been told by my revelations, when I ask God, what is it that you want from me? What is it that I'm going to do for you? And well, here I am. So if you're facing all these challenges and you say, well, if I got baptized and I still see all this, remember, the enemy wants to stop you. The enemy wants to put a hold on your purpose, on what you want to do with God, what you want to do with the word, how you want to spread it. The enemy will try to stop you. But I will tell you something, it is worth it. God has never left me alone and my children. I'm a single mother of 3 children. Until this day, I'm able to go day by day with food on our table. So for me, that is a blessing. Our health is always intact. You know, yes, there's flu and all those little viruses, but honestly, we're able to get through all that with God's grace. So don't give up on your faith. Don't give up on your walk. Don't give it up. If you want prayer, if you want us to reach you, um, please email us. There is an email address on our page here on our YouTube channel. Please email us. We'll pray for you and we'll carry you with in our prayers. Um, so don't hesitate to reach out via email for prayers. That's the way I'll be able to pray for you. Um, and who am I, right? I'm just a server of Jesus Christ, somebody that wants to spread my testimony to reach others, just like myself, that I was wondering where he was, right? So if this episode touched you in any way, I ask that whether you're hearing here in YouTube, in Spotify, or getting a small clip of it, I ask you to don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we continue to reach out into more homes, more people lives, and you are in tuning with us every episode that we share. That as for now, it's my testimonies, but soon it will be others' testimonies on here in this podcast. So see you on the next episode. Bye.